In the heart of Kingston, Jamaica, a young boy named Fred grew up quietly. His life seemed simple, ordinary even, but his journey was anything but. Fred, or as many would later call him by his various nicknames, John O.C. Woogum, Patcha Gray, Little Wicked, 4-5 Cent, Cowhorn, Duppy Ratbat, was destined for a unique path. Raised by his stepbrother, a disciplined soldier, Fred was brought up in a military household, where the principles of discipline and order were second nature. Every step Fred took was with purpose, every decision measured with soldier-like precision.
Discipline is key. I will move commandingly through life.
As he grew older, Fred's spiritual side began to blossom. He often found himself contemplating a higher calling. Perhaps he would join the army, or maybe the police force, where law and order could be maintained with the same discipline he had grown up with. Upon reaching the required age, Fred enlisted in the police force. His training was intense, but Fred's strong-willed spirit and no-nonsense attitude made him stand out. Though he was firm and disciplined, there was something about him that even criminals respected. His stern nature earned him many nicknames, yet none questioned his integrity. Though he was a hardliner, Fred was trusted by many, both within the force and even among criminals. His reputation for fairness and discipline preceded him. Despite his rigid exterior, Fred had a heart that understood the human side of justice. His superiors took notice of his hard work and the spiritual strength that seemed to emanate from him. Recognizing his unique gifts, they granted him an extended leave of absence, allowing him to explore his spiritual side on his own terms. Fred's journey into the spiritual realm took him to a secluded place, a place where the line between the physical and the spiritual blurred. The locals began to whisper about the man they now called the Obeah Man. But Fred wasn't just any spiritual figure. His work was different. Cops, criminals, men, and women of all backgrounds came to him, seeking healing and wisdom. The miracles he performed were undeniable. But Fred remained humble, always crediting God for his ability to heal. One day, community cops arrived, accusing Fred of harboring criminals within the church grounds. It was a tense moment. Fred tried to explain, but they refused to listen. They believed they were here to clear things up. Unbeknownst to them, most of the people gathered were, in fact, off-duty cops, his friends and disciples. The corrupt officers took money, believing it was left for them. It was a scandal, and Fred knew the weight of the injustice. But justice prevailed. The actions of these corrupt officers were reported, and they were swiftly disciplined. Fred's church remained a sanctuary, not just for the spiritually lost, but also for those who sought a new path. His followers, loyal to the end, knew who he truly was, a man of law, a man of faith, a healer. A special shout-out to Fred's disciples, who stood by him in his most challenging times: Peter Jr., Raspy, Seat, Man J, Rose, Killerman, Ford, Gladys, Boy and Girl, Lucan, Bobby, and Carmen. They were more than followers. They were his trusted family, always loyal, always trustworthy. Without them, this journey could never have been possible.
To all of you, I thank you for your unwavering loyalty and for believing in this mission. Your faith and dedication have made this sanctuary what it is today.
Despite his work and reputation, some still referred to Fred's sanctuary as the Obeah Man's Yard. But for Fred, it wasn't about the title. It was about the grace of God that worked through him, allowing him to heal and guide those in need. Fred often reflected on the stories he heard and the people he met. Each interaction was a lesson in humility and compassion. He learned that true healing came from understanding and empathy, and that every person who came to the yard left a mark on his soul. These experiences shaped Fred's journey, reinforcing his belief in the power of faith and community.
God's greatest gift to mankind is healing. Whether it is of the body, the mind, or the soul, healing is the ultimate act of grace.
Fred's journey from disciplined cop to spiritual healer is still remembered today. His sanctuary, though known by many names, remains a place where miracles happen, where the line between justice and grace meets. Fred's legacy reminds us that sometimes the greatest miracles come from the most unexpected places. And so, the Obeah Man's Yard continues to be a place of peace, healing, and hope, a testimony to Fred's faith and unwavering commitment to serving both God and man. Special thanks to Fred's disciples: Peter, Jr., Raspy, Seat, Man J, Rose, Killerman, Ford, Glades, Boy and Girl, Lucan, Bobby, Carmen, and all the others who made this journey possible.